And we're live. Oh! Hey, everyone.
What is happening?
I don't know what to do. Welcome to another Four Beardsmen of the Apocalypse. I'm JL, and with me are PhD Tony and Johnny O.
Who still hasn't got his... You know what? I'm just going to go with it. We're just going with it. Background looks weird. I can't...
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. That's been part of the plot hole intro for the podcast. It was part of the podcast intro for the longest time. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that asshole's ever done that was worth anything.
We'll do it live. All right, got a few people in the live chat right now. It's probably going to pick up a little bit because we started a little bit later than usual, but we got it handled. Let's see, Mr. Malort. Oh, hey, dogs, and I see
puppies.
Wait, is that Erica or is that a daughter?
Well, that's Erica and a daughter.
It's fuzzy. It's okay. So I see it's the little one and the wife.
Yep.
So Mr. Malort
I was really showing you the puppies, but you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm in trouble now.
So Mr. Malort was first in the chat. He said first. He was first. And Mr. Malort says, "What the fuck is the crazy religion that Witsit follows? Bible-based, not Christianity." I want to dive into that. Kind of curious of what the heck he's talking about. He says, "JL, you're really going to enjoy a real autumn. I hope so. I love fall and I love going into winter." So
I don't know who said that, but according to the Farmer's Almanac, this year Texas is supposed to have a pretty intense winter, much like we did earlier or this past winter.
Nice. Mr. Malort says, "PhD Tony."
Not nice. Not nice.
Mr. Malort says, "PhD Tony, I'm not speaking with you." Unfortunately, he's not talking to you, PhD Tony, because
I eviscerated the mods, and I did most of it during a live stream many months ago, back when I still held live streams. And I caught Mr. Malort having a mod wrench, and I took it off him. So it was personal vindictiveness. That's what it was on my part. I'm sorry if Mr. Malort doesn't feel offended enough, because I was really trying to make it as embarrassing and hurtful as possible. So,
that's hilarious.
Kevin Paul asks a very good question. How are the watch hours going? They're going extremely well, actually. You guys have been very, very kind and watching my stuff, and I'm now I was above 3.9 thousand. So
awesome.
This should put you over the top.
Oh, this is on JL, so
we couldn't get it set up on his. That's what we were waiting for. That was part of a little bit of the delay, because I thought that we were going to set it up on Tony's channel, so I was waiting for the link, and so I was doing stuff in the kitchen. Because we just had a new oven, and we just had the new oven installed, the new range installed. So I was dealing with that, and I was kind of like, well, I'm waiting for the link of that. I was like, wait a minute, I thought we were doing it on StreamYard on you. And it was like, no. And I was like, no problem. I got it. So I just set it up real fast.
I got you. Well.
So let me see. So, yeah, so Clive Wells is in there. So Clive Wells is in the house. Hey, Clive Wells, good to see you. And we see that because Tony unmodded Mr. Malort, so he is burnt by that. Yes, it is 3 Beardies of the Apocalypse. Surf, good to see you. One of the amazing supporters over at Week in Horror, and one an amazing supporter of my channel and all our channels. Surf is just rocking the house. Thank you, sir. Kevin Paul, good to see you. And Commander Darklight, the man with the plan. Man, I wish I could see some of his work, like make it to Texas Frightmare Weekend. That would be excellent. Skooma Cat, good to see you. And Professor, and of course, Mr. Malort. I guess to further put the sting on PhD Tony said send me a super chat, $4.99. Thank you, sir. Says, I am so offended. I'm super chatting JL. So Professor,
that does rub it in. That does rub it in a little.
Just got a little bit of lemon in there.
I tell you what, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you have a minor skin cut or abrasion, just put a little lemon juice on it. Goes away the next day.
Goes away.
I'm serious. I learned this. I learned this the hard way being a bartender. Yeah, putting lemon fruit in people's beers or whatever. And, you know, like whenever you would do, we'd have to cut everything. Of course, we wear gloves, right? But we're cutting everything up. And then, you know, during the whole cleanup stage, you take your gloves off to, I had like I don't know, some cut on my finger. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I don't know. It didn't matter. But finger was cut as I was cleaning up this, you know, chopping block that I used to cut up a lemon. I got lemon juice in that motherfucker, which hurt like a bitch. And the next day, the fucker was gone. It was like completely gone.
Yeah.
Huh?
Probably killed off the nerve endings. Your body probably said, "Well, enough of that shit. It's going to hurt. I'm going to throttle those bastards."
The brain's like, "Well, you obviously don't know what you're doing, so I'll take it from here."
We'll just get rid of this part. We'll get rid of this part of your body. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Professor, all is good. I think we're all doing well. Thank you, sir. And I think I got everybody. I didn't miss anybody.
Oh, Peter Nottle. He says, "G'day, mate."
And Peter Nottle. I see it. Hello, Peter Nottle. So I'm curious. I missed the MC Tune debate with Whitsitt. I don't know why anybody would sit down with Whitsitt after him getting arrested at Mount Rushmore. Like, the dude, I don't even know how to put it into words.
He's an idiot. He's a fucking moron. That's how you do it. Just like that.
No,
it's like I'm trying to wrap my head.
I have to say, I come across a gentleman who's a little bit similar. An Australian by the name of Tony Naum. And it uses much the same tactics, like babbles at a million miles an hour, without engaging with the reality of what's going on. And I mean, they'll just start with a position that you can easily refute, like
the Earth is flat.
Like the Earth is flat, or there are phenomena that gravity can't explain, like helium balloons going upward. And as soon as you start explaining it, they just, vomit, verbal excrement across the entire conversation until everybody forgets what their names is and wish they were dead.
I gotta say this. I caught part of your conversation, we'll call it, because it's not a debate. There is no debate when it comes to the shape of the Earth. I'm sorry, flat earthers.
Conversation. That was a fucking shit show.
Well, yeah, okay. I was being generous.
Dude wouldn't shut his damn mouth. God, he was annoying me. Yeah. I'm sitting here like half listening to it. I'm like, how does he not just punch through his monitor and just like shut up?
You ever seen that? What was that movie with Bill Cosby called? Was it Ghost Dad? When he comes through the telephone receiver and I was expecting
Ghost Dad.
I was expecting PhD Tony to do something similar, go through the computer screen and slap the guy around. But
I was trying to be well behaved.
You were.
You were well behaved. You were more well behaved. Yeah, I just can't. I thought it was interesting.
You even made light of the fact that you blow up on occasion. And it was like that was like letting the steam out. It was like opening up the tea kettle and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm all right."
You shouldn't have done that. You should have
even complimented him. As being just like, you're actually a pretty congenial guy. Yeah. Like, no, he's not.
No,
he's interrupted you like 9 times in one sentence.
The thing that killed me the most was at the very start of the whole thing. As you were preparing some of your points and your lecture points, I don't care what you got to say. If I don't believe it or if I haven't been observed to it, I don't agree to it. Well, what the fuck are we doing here then?
Why are we here?
That does seem like a pretty, here's my get out of jail card. And I'm just going to declare that I'm the winner because I've declared what science is. Well, that's not how it works.
No, that's not how this works.
Hey, check it out. We got some new people in there. Linduit Speed is in the house. Says, happy to see you back, PhD Tony. Good to see you, Linduit Speed.
Thank you, Lindo.
Clive Wells says, deep heat is great. If you have a blocked up nose, just rub it liberally and it will clear your nose in no time.
Funny story about that. Hang on a second. So we have something called Tiger Balm. JL, you're familiar with Tiger Balm.
I am familiar with
Okay.
Tiger Balm.
PhD Tony, you familiar with Tiger Balm?
Yes.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if this was a States thing or if this was worldwide thing. But when my brother-in-law and I
something that can do what Tiger Balm does, like the story you're going, all men across the world are equally aware of such things. We must be, because
Right.
we are all men.
Well, so this guy did not know what Tiger Balm was. Not my brother-in-law, but somebody who worked for him did not know what Tiger Balm was. Was complaining about having hemorrhoids one day.
Oh, no.
I think you know where the story is going.
Why would you do that?
I didn't do anything. It was not me.
Okay.
We don't know where Irish is taking care of Ireland, apparently. He's going to take care of the whole country.
Basic Trigonometry is in the house. Good evening, Basic Trigonometry. Clyde Wells says Austin Halfwit lost badly to Toon and Carissa. I'd love to hear some recap on that one. And Monkey in the Works, thank you so much as a new member. Welcome to the Godless Army. We appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. And yes, you get access now to all of the emojis that I have created. All the crying Otangelo, the red tape Darth Dawkins, and of course the donut Earth, because we all know the Earth is actually a donut.
It's really a donut, yeah.
Yep, and of course the flying spaghetti monster is in there as well. So check out those emojis, and of course if no, because on that live stream, Otangelo got his latest alt blocked on my channel. So that's another alt blocked of his. So he may create another sock account and jump back on. But if he does, there's an emoji waiting for him. And I love that. Apparently that's the most popular emoji, is the crying Otangelo, the weeping Otangelo emoji.
I prefer the red tape Dawkins.
Red tape Dawkins?
To be honest. Yeah, because somebody needs to shut that fucker up.
Let's see. Facty's in the house. Good to see you, Facty. And Robert Caslow says, "What's up, my globetards and heretics?" Good to see you. Tony Regime is in the house. Says, "Hello, Beardsmen. Good to see you." And Robert Caslow corrects us with saying the Earth is a burrito.
I like how you white that up as much as you can.
A burrito.
Burrito. You made that with mayonnaise. You whited it up so
I could have
much.
done it even more. It is a 7-layer burrito.
And 4 out of those 7 layers are mayonnaise.
Yep, it's as Mexican as it's as Mexican as a Mexican pizza.
So that comedian that I sent you guys, he's Cuban. And he talks about that he made it to Denver to go to the Air Force Academy, and he was down with some of his, out hanging out with some of his friends. They were talking about, oh, well, you're Latin, you speak Spanish. We're at a Latin restaurant. He says, we're at Taco Bell, Brad. Chalupa is not a word.
Oh, and imagine my surprise when I found out a gordita means a fat little girl. Johnny. Oh, let's say, oh man, they got some Blofeld 20K has this up, my beardy boys. What's up, Blofeld 20K? Edison Carter's in the house. Says powdered, glazed, or filled donut Earth. I like to think it's jelly filled. I do, but I think I think it may. I mean, that's what I hope for. But I think it's actually just an overdone bear claw.
For me.
Wrote it no last name is in the house. Says Gabba Gabba. Hey everybody, what's going on? Wrote it no last name. And Robert Cuss says, did you hear Rayfield May about taking a full cup of Cuban coffee? I don't know what that's about.
It's presumably some sort of comedy skit. But I did not watch Austin Whitsitt versus MC2 and Carissa. But apparently Austin Whitsitt's offsider went by KY, Kai. And apparently this caused much mirth in the chat, and apparently she's his girlfriend, perhaps romantic associate. You can tell. Based on subsequent discussions, there was a lot of attempts at deflection. There was a lot of emphasis on the black swan, and then when Whitsett said that the black swan proves that the geometrical horizon is not what's being viewed. Toon was able to say, well, it's refraction, and then Whitsett said, well, it's not it's not refraction, and then because of the debate with Ranty, there are so many. Toon had these samples set up, these audio samples of Whitsett saying you can't do this without refraction, and so whenever Whitsett would try and say, well, you can't explain this with refraction, he'd be hit by one of these audio samples. So
he soundboarded him. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he soundboarded him.
The simple fact that we're talking about the black swan, okay, the being the key word in that phrase, meaning the one and only photo we have that represents what these idiots are talking about, next to the millions of photos that do not.
Does it? Yeah, but I mean, you look at the photo. Does it though? I gotta be like Thor in Ragnarok here. Does it though?
We're gonna be charitable. Okay, we're gonna be charitable. Just because I'm making a point here, we're gonna be charitable, and we're going to go ahead and say yes. This photo shows what you think it shows. Where are the other ones taken from the exact same place throughout the year that don't show what?
But there's so much distortion in the photo. I mean, does it really?
That's the point, right? But that's the point, is to get these people to see that they're being dishonest and they're cherry picking, and of course this is not for the flat earthers, because they're so far gone, right? They just can't see shit. Like, we need to stop pretending like we can save flat earthers, because it's not like everybody thought, oh, we could save Raichi. No, we couldn't save Raichi. Oh, we could save JM Truth. No, we sure as fuck couldn't save JM Truth. Just can't do it, right? I wonder what happened to Vlad.
Oh, Rad Vlad. I haven't heard from Rad Vlad in a while.
I think Rad Vlad wasn't actually sincere based on my conversation with him. He just he wanted something to argue about.
He was a troll.
I mean, I'm not going to say that my last debate with him kind of, but hey, that was the last time I haven't seen him around since. That's this all.
Yeah, and I mean the simple fact is that the logic of the black swan doesn't work.
Right.
When they say that the horizon is going to be no more than blah 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 distance away, as Clive Wells points out. That's under the assumption that light always travels in a straight line. Light doesn't always travel in a straight line. Therefore, that first half of your logical statement is just in error, because where we see where the horizon appears to be is going to be a function of light path, and light paths are not straight lines. So why are we even having this discussion? Your logical construct is false.
Mm-hmm.
So if A then B, not B, therefore not A. Well, your B is incorrect. You said B must be this. You're wrong. You're just wrong, because you assumed light travels in a straight line. It doesn't. So anyway, we've got a few more people. Old school Beaver C, Gosh of Heckfire.
Oh, I see Marcus Dresden says flatards suck. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
They do.
Clive Wells, they misquote the science about the distance to the horizon anyway, replacing at least with no more than. Yeah. It's a bunch of junk. Old school Beaver C, SEM. Charlie Welch is in the house, the only man you never make a bet with. Good to see you, Charlie Welch, also an amazing supporter over at Week in Horror. And Gosh of Heckfire's in the house. Man, I love that name. He's up there at the top names. Robert Castle says Whitsitt got Mark Sargented, i.e. friend zoned.
Oh,
He got so fucking. Mark Sargent got so shelled by Patricia Steer. That shit was so fucking funny. He just got shelled.
it was hilarious.
I'm gonna send you right here, and I'll pull you out whenever I need you.
But here's the thing: Mark Sargent didn't just get friend zoned by Patricia Steer, because usually, if you get the whole friend zone thing, it's like platonic friends, right? Dick in a glass case in case of emergency, break one glass. No, she put that fool in a lockbox, buried 17 feet under the earth, never to be opened by her, at least.
She had his shit in a chastity cage that she controlled the lock to.
And lost that key.
Lost the key. I lost the key.
Oh man,
I feel bad, man. I mean, if you watch their interactions when they were together, they were filming together. You watch how he looks at her.
Oh, he's such a puppy dog in love.
You watch his body language, and he's just like, and then she's just got that attitude. It's like, I like not put up a wall, but not being inviting either. So
I think Mark Sargent's biggest mistake with Patricia Steer was talking to her. Hang on a second. Hear me. I don't mean that to be funny. It's fucking hilarious, but I really don't mean that to be funny. Because while Mark Sargent was the enigma that because Patricia Steer is the one who initiated contact, right? And that's the first step. Like if you're a guy and you can get a woman to want to talk to you, fucking hell, you're doing something right. And then he responded to that contact, being Mark Sargent. A fucking doofus.
Well, I kind of think that we're slipping into something of a stereotype. If I get approached by somebody who wants some scientific advice or clarification,
it was a little bit different though.
But was it really? I mean, did she see it as different in that sense?
I don't know. She seemed to have fangirled out a little bit with the Mark Sargent situation. And then he it's like whenever Mark Sargent to me seemed like that teenager who got that first response, like, oh, hey, do you want to go out with me? Check yes or no. And she checked yes. And then all of a sudden, like, opened the floodgates. And he's like, hey. I was like, okay,
way too strong. Way
too strong.
Learn game, Chief. You need game. But you can't have game if you think the earth is flat. It's just not compatible. I don't know why.
Doesn't work that way.
Let me see here. I saw Charlie Welch says that chick with Whitsitt last night is going to look back at this part of her life in abject shame. Yeah, most likely. Blofeld 20Ks. I always got the impression that Vlad is all about an issue with the educated classes. I kind of got that idea too. That he really does. That he feels that people who are more educated than him he views anyone who has more knowledge or education than he does is automatically lording it over them when they speak because he doesn't know it. So he takes it as an insult, like you're lording your education over me. That's why he attacks the source of the education. But he's like, how do you know it's not some agenda or some crap like that? I got that feeling.
Well, I mean, I kind of think that for me, because he was. If that were the case, I'd expect him to have a serious problem with me as a person. But instead, he just seemed to. He used it as a tactic during the debate, and then after the debate, he just sort of let it drop. So what he said during debates and discussions was kind of unconnected to sort of his larger worldview. Was what I got out of it. He just sort of he just wanted to have an argument. Like, this is a guy who's he's got sort of this testosterone-driven impulse to assert himself, be the center of attention, and to compete. We do try to hide our lording from the masses, Clive. You've got to do it subtly. Clive says, of course, real people do lord it over the masses, but you got to give them the illusion of adequacy. You've got to somehow distract them from the abject meaninglessness of their existences.
This is why PhD Tony's on the Beardsmen. This is all a ruse.
Yes.
It's not because he truly enjoys hanging out with the likes of us little people, of us almost people. We just have
Almost
bachelors.
people,
Like
yeah.
we just have bachelors. So we're toddlers.
He's doing us plebes a fucking favor.
Exactly. Well, no. What he's doing is he's hanging out. He's punching down, so to speak. So he's hanging out. Tony's hanging out with us toddlers, hoping like we'll get the hint. Like, hey guys, I'm a PhD. I've said I don't know how many times that real people are PhDs and people without PhDs are not real people. When are you three fuckos going to figure this shit out? Go back to school and get your PhDs. We haven't done it.
That's I'm kind of suggesting.
Thank you, wrote it no less name for the $5 super chat for $5 American dollars. His Whitson is so dumb. He got taken for thousands of dollars by Nathan Thompson. Mic drop. This is true.
Well, just the public, that Mount Rushmore thing that he did. For heaven's sake, mate.
That was just silly. I mean, I would almost think that was like a jackass stunt. That couldn't have been real.
These guys. Oh man. I know I like many people once caught wind of this Witsit Nathan Thompson thing, knew it was going to end in some sort of controversy or disaster amongst the two.
It will only end in tears.
It was only going to end in a situation in which would bring the rest of us immense joy.
Oh yeah, it would only end in cope. It would only end in cope. That's all it would end.
Oh, cope with a
cope.
P.
Yeah, no.
It's like,
I miss.
What does New Havana have to do with this?
But yeah, it only ended in cope. Him coping, both of them just ridiculous. And I'm Marcus Dresden says, please stop mentioning their names.
Are we really? I mean, we're calling them witless and well, okay, yeah.
Holy shit, Crafty Keela's in the house.
Eyeballs of Keela.
Eyeballs of Keela, she's a lurker.
Wait, it's like 2:00 in the morning for you there, Crafty. What are you doing? Go to sleep or something. Do what you want. I'm just dead.
Oh. But I don't know. So, but these are sort of the bits that I picked up afterwards. But I don't know what theological discussion there was. So Crafty, if you could do us a favor and just pop out, duck down the street to where whatever hovel Irish Demon is installed in, and just give him a kick in the nuts for us. That'd be much appreciated.
Get his ass up here. Turing Test is in the house. Good to see you, Turing Test 2. It says, you wax your ceilings. This is a reference to the description that I put in the video. I ripped off Alice in Wonderland that the Beardsmen discuss many things like shoes and ships and ceiling wax and cabbages and kings. So I was just trying to be funny. I couldn't think of anything else where I was like, oh, it rhymes. Things, kings. So I was like,
the correct response to that is you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
Yes,
you don't wax your ceilings.
Crafty Keela says I can probably do that. Yeah, I bet you could. I don't imagine there are too many places to look in West Cork for that demon.
So yes, but so I've got no idea what novel theological positions were adopted during the course of that debate. But a lot of these people have very idiosyncratic syncretions of belief systems.
Did you say a lot of those people are idiots?
I basically said that they'll believe whatever dribs and drabs of shit they want to, without applying any critical filter to it whatsoever. That is if you look up the phrase idiosyncratic syncretions of belief, That's what comes up. It's just they see what they like. They go, okay, I'll interpret that in that way. Like people who believe that giants and this, that, and or the moon was Fenris's chew toy, or was created by giants who dug out the Grand Canyon. So you believe that bit, right, of these documents.
Right.
That's the bit you're going to focus on. So do you believe do you believe Fenris was killed by a mistletoe dart? Like, what exactly? What do you? How much of this stuff do you accept as though it's a science textbook or a history reference?
What?
It's deranged.
Uh-oh.
Erica thinks that she's on camera all the time, and she's not. I don't know why
She's
she would think
not.
that. Why would you think that you're on camera right now? You can quite. Okay, here's the funny part about what's going on right now. There's literally a screen that's facing her right now that she can see everything that I can see. Yet she thinks she's on camera.
Like me, she doesn't believe anything you say anymore.
But she can literally see for herself, JL.
She has learned her lesson. She doesn't believe you.
She can literally see what's on screen, JL.
Well, you say that, but she's actually looking at a different screen, isn't she? She's not looking at the screen you're looking at.
Okay. Well, okay, hang on. Yes, whereas there are two screens here, they both are displaying the exact same thing.
Okay,
but she can't tell that because she can only see one of them, right?
I see what happened. I see what would cause the confusion. Sealing wax in the loose code, it's sealing. Like you use wax to seal things. SEAL, sealing. And the word that wound up in the description was
roof.
Sealing, as in up above me, and I have corrected it. That is why there was the confusion there. It's sealing wax, not sealing wax. What is the symbolism?
That's because I'm a master of nameology.
No rubber, Caslo. We are getting off of the Witsit debate. Apparently, it was annoying enough. It was annoying enough that people just don't want to fucking hear about it. Crafty Keeler says, "Plot hole, you just look fucking suspicious."
Well, that's true. I make no look. I didn't say that you were wrong for being distrustful of me. I didn't say that you shouldn't be. All I'm saying is, when you can see what I see, you don't need to trust what I say. That's all I'm saying.
The suspicion logically follows. It's a logical entailment. I
almost said something mean, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. It was going to be really mean, JL. Just mean thing your way.
You said so many mean things my way. I'm like numb to the shit.
That's why I've stopped saying the mean things, because I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to think that I really think these mean things. I don't think these mean things of you, JL.
Now I'm like fucking paranoid and shit. What are you doing?
What? No, nothing. I was saying I don't really mean the mean things that I say.
Oh, I know you don't mean the mean things that you say.
That's why I didn't say this last mean thing that I was thinking.
I don't mean the mean things that I say to you.
Yes, you do, JL. It's okay.
I do not. I mean the mean things that I say to Irish Demon, but I don't mean the mean things that I say to you.
So it's a general service announcement to the people in the audience. If you too are trapped in the middle of a disintegrating relationship between two authority figures, there are helplines that you can call. And it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault.
Tony's over here like, I hate it when you two fight.
Yeah.
You're tearing this family apart.
It's not your fault. Your mum's a slag. Okay.
Jimmy Carr, by the way.
Everything would be everything would be okay if your mother wasn't such a whore.
Who is it? Who is it? That says it all funky. A hua. She's a hua.
Oh, Anna, good to see you. Says hello to 3 Beardsmen. Tina Jones is in the house. Is Pika lurking with a ghost? There's no ghosts around here that we know of. Just strange energy that we can't explain. I knew that would get Tony. Oh, Skids Crasher, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says hello, all. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Every
it.
time I see that, I want to go, Winston.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Did you catch the number on the train? Did you catch the number on the engine? I'm sorry, I missed it.
A couple of people have brought up my audio issues. I've tried various configurations and they're not working out that well for me. So but I'm still in lockdown, which means that the stores aren't open. I did try changing USB cables, and that didn't work. So it seems like it might be either the USB port, though I've swapped USB ports, so it might, I'm sort of at a loss apart from getting a new mic, but I can't get a new mic. Well, I guess I could order one on Amazon or what have you. But anyway,
put more money in that Bezos's pocket.
You bring this up because you're currently in lockdown there in Australia. How long are they anticipating it lasting?
So in my location, it's going for another 2 weeks.
Okay. So I'm very curious about something that caught my attention that I saw in the news. Because New Zealand was in lockdown, and yet they got a Delta case.
Yes.
How the hell did that happen?
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony. This is your question.
Well, if you've got more information, I mean.
Well, it's for anybody who can fucking make sense of it. Yeah.
There's still a little bit of a mystery surrounding that, but there are multiple vectors by which it might have entered. We have seen previously transmission of COVID to various animals, like dogs and cats. So if there's been transport of live animals, they might have carried it in. There's also the possibility of infected biological material, saliva, or droplets of exhaled moisture carrying the disease and preserving it on some sort of cargo. There's also if they're importing foodstuffs, which they most likely are, then there's a possibility of it getting into the country that way. Also, they make exceptions for various individuals and dignitaries. So they might have had some sort of diplomat or emissary from some other country, but they're still chasing it down. They don't know what happened.
That seems to be the most likely. It's either a diplomat from a different country or someone who broke lockdown.
Yeah, that's the thing. Rodent last name says we're not so concerned about your microphone issues, but your arm issues. Well, I'm just sorry. It's not going away. It's not going away. It's just going to be.
Even explaining the issues,
yes.
He drops it.
That's right. It's. I did have somebody in the chat on Toon's channel warning Toon that if he had me on for debates, it was going to kill his channel because I lack all charisma and I'm boring as shit.
The blackest, just PhD Tony, the black hole in the channel. Let's see.
But here's the thing. That stupid ass. That has become like your endearing quality.
It's true.
I'm serious, right?
Everyone's got their thing because we've all got kind of like a signature thing. Mine is definitely the whole fucking ghost thing that's gonna haunt me for all eternity. I'm gonna be 90 years old.
There.
Thank you. And Tony's ums. And
Right.
you know, Tony, PhD Tony, the natural sleep aid.
Yeah.
Irish. Well, what is okay? Help me. What is Irish's? He's ADHD.
No. The fact that he's okay. I didn't bring this up at the time because I don't want to scare the guy. But when he took the fireworks, the magnesium stick and put it in water. Tony, you're a scientist. Tony, you're a scientist. What happens to magnesium when you put it in water?
It becomes more reactive.
It's reactive.
Does it A, burn hotter, thus creating a toxic gas?
Yeah.
Or B, put the fire out?
Wait, okay. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. It's magnesium, and in water, it's more reactive, and it creates a toxic gas. So, water is hydrogen dioxide, and magnesium. So that's
it's actually dihydrogen oxide.
Dihydrogen oxide.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think chemically what it does. Like what's the chemical? What's the chemical interaction that produces the?
So magnesium hydroxide is what's going to result. Magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen are going to result from interaction. You may get some magnesium chloride as well.
Dihydrogen
if you've got chlorine in it. But magnesium hydroxide is obviously an alkali. And you can get it, it will come off in vapor form. If it's hot, you can be breathing in basically an alkali. The magnesium hydroxide, as Clive says. It's corrosive. Alkalis are corrosive, so they'll damage the skin, they'll damage the membranes inside your nose and inside your lungs.
If they damage the alveoli, they'll interrupt your ability to intake oxygen for oxygen.
Yeah, that's right.
So
they're not necessarily. It's not necessarily poisonous. I mean, I guess if you metabolized it, but it's more the fact that it'll just rip you apart from the outside. Starting from the outside, and it will stop. Sometime before it gets through the floor.
Okay, so Irish pulled the stunt. The Irish pulled the stunt that could have resulted in like a cube trap.
Yep, he could have melted his face off, literally.
Yeah, so it was just the thing is that is Irish's thing though. I mean, he manages to I'm just going to go skateboarding. Oh, I half killed myself. My shoulder's dislocated. I've got grazes everywhere. I'm going to do this hot sauce challenge. Oh my God, I'm nearly dead. And as Johnny pointed out at the time, could have been a lot worse because he came close to touching his eyes a few times during the process. But, he was apparently crapping his intestines out through his arsehole in order to,
it's burning out the lining of his colon.
in the women's toilet at his wife's work.
Okay, I gotta look at the chat is blowing up on this. Okay, so I think I want to make sure that I missed it. So Cyan, thank you for joining the show. Says that it's their first stream. The topic is various topics. Whatever we happen to come across. It's pretty organic here. John Rapp is in the house. Everybody say hi to John Rapp. And
I forgot to say hello to Mystery Man. I should give him a special shout out.
Awesome. And let's see. Cyan's in the house saying And that's a lot of ums. Chris Durham Music Channel is in the house. Good to see you, Chris Durham. Crafty Keela says, I'm glad it's not going away. PhD Tony saying and witless sucking. That's what we were talking about. Let me see. Clive Wells says there have been cases associated with the sailors on cargo ships bringing the virus to other countries. That's just, I guess you just can't stop it all. Cyan says all hail the
Yeah, somebody brought up that is an Egyptian god.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Rodinola's name has given PhD Tony stats. Strength 4, Intelligence 18, Wisdom 17, Constitution 8, Dexterity 4, Charisma 2.
That's about right. It's not too bad. Below human minimum. Yeah, I'd go with that.
Craft Tequila says demon is a hazard in general. So
that's his thing, right?
Yeah,
and we love him for it, right? We love Demon.
I mean,
Demon's a good guy.
He can't. He's also got zero impulse control, right? Yeah.
Hey, Cyan, thank you for the super chat for £2 as all hail PhD. Thank you so much.
There are positively femtoseconds between Irish Demon coming up with a stupid idea and then enacting that stupid idea in a way that harms himself. It's zero. And even if he does give himself more time, like, I have to go and buy equipment so that I can enact this bad idea, he goes out and he does it. So the bad idea doesn't go away, on reflection. It just stays there, crystal clear in his mind until he badly injures himself. And then he comes back and goes, who would have thought? I injured myself doing this. We would have thought. Everybody who's ever seen your channel, Irish, knows that as soon as you go, I'm just going to go to the bathroom to wash my hands. There's going to be some catastrophe.
So Tony Regime says Tony's thing isn't saying it's exploding on stream when debating the intellectually dishonest.
That's right.
I like Krakatoni. I prefer PhD Toba because Toba, I like, but both of them work. Oh shit! Now you got me doing it. Beaver C says we were talking about the same demon that puts fireworks on birthday cakes and wonders why he got burned.
Okay, I know all of you guys have used a sparkler or two in your lifetime. How many of you have got
when I'm outdoors?
Well, no.
Not sitting at my desk.
Right, no, right. Forget that part. Forget the part where we almost burned out his house. Like we're setting that aside. What do I do? Setting that aside for just a minute. How many of you ever been burned by sparkler?
I have never been burned by a sparkler.
I mean, I have to say I accidentally touched one once when I was about 7, 8.
Right. But you actually grabbed the burning part.
Yeah,
not the
that's
stick
right.
part that you're supposed to hang on to.
No.
Yes, that's right.
I was smart enough to not grab the burning end.
That's never happened to me. The other thing was when he lit it for my birthday. Like, it was like he'd never seen one before in his entire life. And its behavior, he lit it and it fell over. They often fall at this right angle. It happens. In fact, you sort of swirl them around. Like, that's something that kids do. But he had used them a few days before, and all of a sudden, it's like quantum mechanics. Like, it's completely unpredictable. There's no knowing the way these things are going to behave. And of course, the one thing you can say is that he always keeps his cool under fire. Doesn't panic or lose his cool at all. Like, he's always got the presence of mind to throw Jen under the bus if his neighbor comes around and asks about what's going on. But yeah.
As a Rodent No Less Name says, in Irish Demon's defense, he didn't put his toxic fire out in whiskey. He didn't stick it in the alcohol. So that's at least something.
That's true. Yes.
Mostly because I don't think he had any there. So, I mean, he also didn't jab himself in the eye full on with it. Like, a la, Steve Martin in...
The Jerk?
No.
Not The Jerk.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Dirty Scoundrels, yeah.
But you would, if when we go there, we're sticking corks on his forks. That's how it's going.
Oh, he's definitely getting the plastic KFC sporks. That's what he's getting.
Yeah.
That's what he can use.
You get a spork.
You get a spork. Plastic.
And I mean, so we've gone through my thing, which is saying, we've gone through Irish's thing, which is basically being a walking catastrophe. And we've gone through JL's, which was singularly unmemorable, but
Ow! Oh.
But change your name to PhD Sick Burns.
Whew.
I don't know. I'm feeling
Man, what
a good
happened?
mood this morning.
Were you out in the sun too long? No, I was on the stream with PhD Tony.
But for Johnny, it's just having a wonderful family, really. Like that seems to be it. That seems to be the signature. The signature move he's got is cute kids coming on.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Yeah, you haven't much done. You've been very careful. You've been very careful to cultivate an image that you don't put yourself out there like we do.
You guys know my family. What the fuck are you talking about?
I think it's a very cultivated image. I think the kids know how they're supposed to act. I think everyone's got their own kind of plan so that nothing happens. So it's
you don't have kids.
When the camera's not on, Johnny is a tyrant. He beats them. The camera's going to be on in 5 minutes, and you guys are going to behave fucking adorably, or there's going to be consequences.
I mean, honestly, if you were to ask my kids, that would probably be what they would tell you.
Johnny, I was like, I love my kids; they're adorable. And then when the camera's off, he's like Robert De Niro in A Boy's Life.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Just when you want.
Well, go ahead.
No.
No. You said just when you want what?
John Rapp says, yeah, just when you want, swear at him, he draws a double-barreled kids. That's right. Oh, you're mad at me? Well, look at this.
And I saw Mama Taga's response to the incel rant.
Okay. Number one. Erica kicked that thing out of the park.
Yeah,
she kicked that thing in the tail. That was amazing. She can get her own setup and get her own kind of thing going like that. And instead of just like the little shorts or something like that,
yep,
she's got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so well done on her. And two, that shit was I can't remember I've watched a bunch of Flat Earth shit, and that stuff was cringe AF. Especially considering how old is that kid? Like 17, 18?
He can't be more than just barely a legal adult.
I'm saying he can't be older than 20. No. And he just looks at it, but I'm thinking like he's 18, maybe 19 years old.
Right.
And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, watching that, this fucker can vote.
Yeah.
And it's not just that he can vote, because I think we need to look at the broader social context. He seems perfectly comfortable, throwing these opinions out there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to have run them past somebody else, and whoever he ran them past didn't just, stare at him in horror and then put him on a watch list, right? Which would be the same thing to do. But he doesn't seem to have envisioned that there was going to be any strenuous disagreement with what he was saying, because and that gives me concern about the social circles that he's moving in. Did nobody provide any feedback?
Charlie
That's
Wells
you,
says,
Crafty. I can see your icon. Actually, that's probably Clive. It's probably Clive.
Charlie Wells says my gaydar was going off big time with that kid. Think he was just frustrated with himself or something.
Yeah, I think that Erica nailed it when she said it's because he'd been rejected so many times by the girl that he wanted.
I think that's what I was thinking. That I was angling towards. He was just so angry that it felt like just like anger at being rejected. Like girls don't like him, or he's just socially inept. and he's only really comfortable when he's on a camera in front of a computer. That's when he can really open up and be himself. But if he's standing with people in front of him, that he just kind of like whatever. But it was just there was too much anger in there. That's why I didn't think he was. I think he didn't set off my gaydar. But then again, I'm bi, so I kind of swing all over the place. No, it's like a dowsing rod, just goes everywhere.
I got the same vibe that Erica did. Like he'd been rejected by women. He knew women who put out to other men, and they wouldn't put out for him. Mm-hmm. So he came to the conclusion that all women are evil. And the idea that if a woman enjoys sex and has multiple sexual partners, then somehow she's inferior, I've got absolutely zero sympathy for that. Right? It's idiotic. If they've got sexual partners, there have to be guys who have multiple sexual partners. That would make it even, right? That would make it equal. It's just. He was babbling incoherently, but you gotta wonder. Nobody in his social circle said, "Dude, shut the fuck up." And just nobody wants to hear from you if you're going to spout that sort of hateful nonsense.
Yeah, I think what happened is he didn't take that to his whoever his trusted confidants or his trusted confidants are fuckos and fuckwits just like he is. And, he said, hey, I'm going to go on this rant and basically call women sluts who will fuck anything except me. Or that whole mindset. That's not the first time I've run into that mindset. And somebody asked in the chat earlier if it was something he came up with or something that he was taught. And it's probably a lot of the column B and a little bit of the column A. He was probably taught this. Somebody probably, kind of gave him this idea that women are somehow inferior simply because they're women, and this like listening to this fucking moron, like he pissed me off. He pissed me off.
It was aggravating. In public. I don't advocate violence, but I mean that's a paddling. I
would have thrown have thrown a full fucking salad bar at that motherfucker. Okay,
put him over my knee. It's like, come here, little boy.
That's the genius about the way Mama Ortega handled it, right? Mm-hmm. She let him bury himself, like a lot of people, a lot of the other reactions to it. The host would come on quite regularly, interrupt him. She just let him say what he was going to say, and then she'd come on and go, "Really?" and she made it clear just the withering contempt she held for him. Mm-hmm. Without it being anger. Look, I'm sorry, you got dumped by whoever you got dumped by, but get a grip, mate.
Right. No one's ever going to touch your pee-pee with that attitude.
Yeah, that's right.
Tony Regime says girls don't like him because he goes around angrily saying that girls don't like him.
You've created your own paradox.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, man, fuck this guy. I'm going to tear this motherfucker apart. And then I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to show this to my wife.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on a second. I need Erica to stop doing what she's doing because she just did a drive-by and said, I didn't do a very good job, though. She can't hear what you guys are saying. She can't hear what everybody in the chats are saying. She's kind of like not looked at that because she thinks she did a terrible job. And I keep telling her, no, you're getting overwhelmingly positive response from this.
John Rapp needs to be pointed to the subject matter. Apparently, John Rapp is not aware of the video that we're talking about.
That's probably for the best, not knowing that fucking incel piece of shit.
Wrote it in the last name. I bet he lives with his divorced dad.
I'm gonna. Do you want me to go cook while you listen to these guys sing your praises? Are you sure? Because they've been doing that. Everybody's been singing your praises.
Yeah, I think.
Charlie Welch. Whatever, Mama Tega. Stop fishing for compliments. You were awesome. Compliments.
Compliments come my way. Let me put out some bait.
She's like the Pied Piper of compliments.
Yeah.
Here you go, John Rapp.
I don't have a withering contempt of literature. Yeah, there's been a comment. No, I have an incandescent hatred of literature.
Did you say incandescent?
Yes.
Was it incandescent?
Incandescent hatred. What?
Lit from within?
Yes. In other words, it's multicolored. It's lit from within, and he hates it.
Yes, an incandescent.
So much so, he's not even going to bother giving that comment a response.
I would have thought that. I think he has a phosphorescent hatred of literature.
Yes, that's right.
Would you say it's fueled by magnesium?
I would not say it's fueled by magnesium. No.
God damn it, Tony. Just go with a joke.
Hey, Jarl Webbard, Vindiscarm, and said, Jarl Webbard says, hello from Curacao.
Hello from Curacao. Stop what?
Oh, it's a dog here. It's a puppy dog.
Oh, Mama Tega wrote no last name says Mama Tega can't come on unless she's wearing a false beard because it's only for the beards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't you know Mama Tega is Johnny's beard?
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
But she is a beard.
But Grizzly Adams did have a beard. That's so terrible.
Tony Regime says, at first I thought he was an incel, but the way he acts, I've come to the conclusion it's self-inflicted, so he's a voice.
He's a
volcel. He's a volcel.
Yeah, volcel. Yeah, I think it's involuntary in the sense that he doesn't control his self-destructive urges. He's shooting himself in the foot and doesn't fully realize, and thinks that it's the women around him.
Yeah,
no,
it's their fault. Yeah.
The thing about women, mate. They're not fucking idiots, and they can recognize a fucking douchebag from about 50 yards away, simply from the smell that emerges into the room when they open their stupid mouths. So maybe get a grip on that. Stop spewing shit.
And it's not overly complicated. It's not. Occasionally, you'll find those memes that make light, that say something about women. If that's, and I'll sometimes show them to my wife just to check and say, "Is this true?" This one of them I saw was 90% of the time. Oh, it says guys tend to think that women are always having deep thoughts about things. When 90% of the time they're just thinking about what to eat next, like what they want to eat next. And I was kind of like, "So is it that?" So I showed her my wife. Is that off? And she's like, "Yeah, that's about right." About 90% of the time, it's like, "What am I going to eat next?"
Yeah.
What am I going to eat next? That's pretty much what they're thinking of. And I was like, okay, so, and if any ladies in the chat would like to tell me, 90% of the time, is it pretty much just, what you're going to eat next? Like what's next on the menu? I'm just curious. So let me know. But my wife seems to think that it is. Yeah, it's pretty much just about what's going to be next on the plate. Wrote it no less name says, and suddenly it's Pornhub.
What do you mean suddenly?
What? It's always been. All things are Pornhub. And Robert Cazzo says they're not fucking idiots. Laughter.
Yes.
Men think yes. So women are thinking eating, and men are thinking titties.
Well, I guess.
Tony's like, I can't deny that.
Monkey in the Works is Rule 34. Absolutely. Internet rule number 34. And Peach Tony hates litter. Peach Tony hates litter. Crafty Keela says pretty much always hungry. Gotcha. Okay. See, there you go. Rule 34, the Beardsmen of the Apocalypse. I'm going to recommend against it. Also, Rule 35.
We'll
Tina
take
Jones
Tina
says,
Jones.
Yeah. Next on my plate is 4 hours of sleep. Good night, Tina.
And John Rapp
Good
says,
night,
"Now I'm
Tina.
awake." And John Rapp says, "Now I'm awake." Yeah, thinking of Rule 34 the Beardsmen. Yeah, that's not that. That'll wake you up real quick.
That'll wake you up in the morning.
That'll wake you up in the morning, lads. Your mother's been telling you stories about me again.
Some are longer than others.
So let's see, your mother's been telling you stories about me again.
That's PhD Tony's favorite movie. Look at that face.
You think PhD
I
Tony
didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
You think Tony hates literature? You get him talking about Braveheart.
Yep.
Yeah, literature. For fuck's sake.
Oh man.
That's great. Oh, Craft Tequila says, I'm trying to sleep, but these fuckers woke me up. What time is it over there?
1 o'clock.
It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's
1
like
o'clock in the
1 a.m.
morning, yeah, a bit past.
Yep.
So she's, yeah. There's a. Sorry.
Good. Sorry.
No,
you were saying something, and I was so rudely interrupted.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Well, I mean, it was only going to be a recounting of why Braveheart is one of the biggest pieces of excrement to ever be committed to celluloid. But we can skip that. Assume that my previous comments on this subject have been read into the record, and we can move on.
Asked and answered.
Let's see.
I will concede, however, for the benefit, let the record show that The Patriot is in every respect a worse film.
Yeah.
All right.
It's exactly the same film, just told in a different time period.
Monkey in the Work says, no, reaches for eye and brain bleach 2A for Beardsmen, Rule 34. Absolutely, That's what you're going to need. John Rapp says, no, someone said titties. So now he is
that's
awake.
what I read,
That's the operative word. Craft Tequila says, bring on the rage. We can see it bubbling. The Skeptic Dank says, I want to hear Tony do a nature documentary like Attenborough. The human female can smell a douchebag from 50 yards away. Watch as she irreparably destroys this standing in the social hierarchy. Notice the colorful letterman jacket that the male has donned in order to attract the female.
Ironically.
Yeah, right. Hey, I had a leather jacket. I still do. It's up in the closet where it belongs with all my other gay stuff. I mean, stuff.
That would be, yes, Tony Regime. That would be a great documentary. Craft Tequila says, I haven't slept well, so I'm sleeping weird hours. Yeah, my hours are all kind of jacked up too. I got to get it sorted because I wind up going on writing binges where I'm at the computer and it's just like.
Speaking of which, you have a deadline, sir.
Great work, JL. Crafty Keeler comes in going, I've not been well, so I haven't been sleeping well. And you express your concern for her by going, yeah, let me tell you about my sleep patterns. That I'm not actually unwell. I'm just electing not to sleep properly.
I just say fuck sleep because who needs sleep?
And I'm sure Crafty Keeler was talking about something she thought was important, but now I'm talking about me, and we can move on to actual substantive conversation. I'm sorry you're not well, Crafty Keeler. How about bit of concern for diligent and loyal audience members, young man. Don't make me come over there.
PhD Tony, new name. PhD Sick Burns.
You're just gonna throw me on the fucking funeral pyre there, huh?
No, he didn't. No, he threw you on the whole procession. The
entire
thing.
Procession. First he threw me under it, and then he threw me on it.
Yes, but I do like that you're persisting. Having had, perhaps you could express some concern for Crafty. You're still going, he attacked me. Did you see that? Crafty's ill, having disturbed sleep patterns, complaining about not being able to get rest. But did you see what he did to me? I've never been so offended.
So Crafty, I'm looking into the camera. I apologize,
dear Crafty.
I hope that you are feeling better soon.
I'm sorry I made this stream about me.
I'm sorry that it's interrupting your sleep. I hope that you feel better soon and quickly, and that you're able to get your sleep schedule in order, and that you're able to get back to a normal schedule, a normal routine. Until then, I wish you all the best.
I hope this is satisfied.
Deeply sorry that I absentmindedly made it about myself.
I hope this is satisfied.
I didn't mean to steal your moment and make it mine.
I hope this is satisfied the god that is PhD Tony.
Ain't nothing ever going to satisfy a motherfucker.
I was giving the subtext of that whole thing. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I felt that needed subtext.
Clive Wells.
No, Crafty. We can all kind of understand what you're going through, and really do hope that you can get your sleep schedule figured out, because it's a pain in the ass when you don't get to sleep. It really sucks.
Yeah, it is, and I do feel bad for actually in the process trivializing JL's travails.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad that PhD Tony's sick burns. I'm glad that Crafty Keela. Thank you, Crafty Keela. I appreciate it. We can move on from this. But thanks, Clive Wells, and who else said it? I saw it. And Robert Caslow. Clive Wells, hashtag fake apology. Robert Caslow, authentic as a $3 bill.
I read a thing a while about this as enriched atheism. Some people try to console by acknowledgement, and some find this empty. So some people console like JL by trying to relate them to themselves, so the person doesn't feel that they're alone. Yeah, I mean, it's
We're having a bit of fun with JL. Stop ruining it.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
Not you. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm trying to have fun at JL's expense. Stop trying to fucking validate him.
No, not at. Do validate.
Fucking check, please.
There's I if I'm going to be pedantic, if I'm going to be using the word expense to refer to something that is adverse to JL, does that really pan out, right? Is something that is adverse to JL really an expense?
Oh, that's cold. That's a cold wind that just blew through this live chat. I took apology lessons from Sean Huffer. What the fuck?
Whoa. That's cold.
That's a cold wind.
Comes in from the top right.
That's just
damn. That's a kick in the fucking liver, dude.
Wow.
I'm going to walk that shit off.
Golly. We're gonna have to put ourselves in a corner for JL.
Ow.
Yeesh. I didn't hear any apologies there.
I'll just tell everybody that I had diabetes and lost my feet when you cut them out from underneath me. Son of a bitch. Ow.
Yikes.
I think Clive Wells is going to take the PhD sick burns. I think that he has stolen that.
Oh man.
Oh, dear, it is. So, what do you want to talk about now, JL?
I don't know. I'm internally
not a goddamn thing.
I'm gonna go piss blood for a couple weeks.
Have you got any other holes you want to dig?
Why do my kidneys hurt so bad?
so we can throw you in them.
Actually, and it's not me running away. I actually do have to use the restroom because Diet Coke tends to go through me. So I will be right back. And yes, JL is PhD Tony's bitch. JL definitely got bitch slapped. Yes, I did, but not from PhD Tony, from Clive Wells. Clydewell's kicked me in the teeth.
That was pretty rough.
That was a donkey kicking. Is what
yeah. If it was if you could put a golf shoe on a donkey and then kick JL in the
face. Edison Carter's jail is still dealing with the internal bleeding from that jab. Oh man.
Yeah.
You know how I'm going to respond to all this? There are memberships available on my channel now, and you can sign up to be a member and get your membership badge and all the emojis that I've created for all of my members. And on that note, I'm going to step away to the restroom real quick because I'm about to piss my pants. I got to check and see if my kidneys are all right.
That was a brilliant advertisement. Here's a sample of how insensitive I am. You can join my channel and pay me for the privilege of watching me act like this.
If you know, for the privilege of watching me get my ass fucking handed to me, apparently that's what it's going to be. The JL beatdown is what it's going to be. I'm just going to bring people on and just talk shit to me. And I'm just going to take it and be like, I'm a piece of shit. Yeah.
This is what you get for not letting us talk about Whitsett. You know, we were happy piling in on Whitsett.
Wait a minute. When do I become a suitable substitute for Austin Whitsett?
Wow. We just got from you apologize like Sean Hufford to now you're Whitsett. What the fuck?
I got to go to the restroom.
Got to go wash this one off.
Fucking hell.
Dear. It's well, I mean, it is what it is. People with bizarre religious beliefs.
I'm telling you, ghostly bizarre religious beliefs.
Yeah.
So Tony, what do you got coming up soon? I know you got you've been dealing with like the AstraZeneca sting for a bit.
Yeah.
Is that you getting better from that or?
So I'm having good days and bad days at the moment. I'm back doing at least some work, and I'm working on a new video, but I've also got audio issues, and I'm not really so I need to sort out my audio issues, and it's just I'm trapped in lockdown, so that's not happening for a bit yet.
So whenever you're recording, have you done like some test recordings for your video to see if that audio issue is coming through, or?
I have done. I tend to record in sort of short few sentence bursts and listen back so I can hear it, and it'll the Yeti will be fine for a while, and then it will just robot out, and then it will be fine again later, and then it will just robot out, and so I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll see.
I'll have to look it up. It's probably I don't know. It could be your USB. It could be the USB port on your.
Yeah,
have you tried a different? I'm sure you've tried a different USB connection on your computer.
Yeah, so the Blue Yeti uses a mini USB, so I tried a different mini USB. Doesn't seem to solve the problem, and I have tried swapping ports before, but that hasn't done it. Now, I'm told that if I have got an extension, a USB sort of extension cord, and I have tried plugging it in there, but I haven't tried that recently, so I could try that, see how that goes. I've been told that has a bit of a crackle, but maybe that's due to the exceptionally acute hearing of the people I was working with at the time. So anyway.
Well, worst case, it sounds like it's the connection on the back of your Yeti. The USB connection could be loose or going bad.
Could be. It could be the USB connection on the back of my desktop. But whatever it is, it's a problem, and I'm having. And everybody's complaining about the watery microphone. This is Bluetooth, and I'm not sure if other stuff is is interfering with the signal. I've got a couple of Bluetooth devices running, but anyway, it's just what it is. You're still producing plenty of content, and you should have a 5,000 sub celebration coming up.
Yeah, that's
shortly.
coming up. I really need to invite all of you. As part of what I was going to do today was invite all of you on so you could participate in the Johnny O roast.
Ah, okay, the Johnny O roast.
Yeah,
I'll look up. I've got some. I may have some material on some of the other guests as well. I understand that's how it's done.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'll have to rack my brains for something to say about JL, but I'm sure something may arise. He may give me an opportunity between now and then. Who can tell?
Maybe he's a quiet one. That one's tough to.
He is a quiet.
Crack.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so anybody who wants to be involved with that, let me know. Shoot me an email or hit me up on Discord, and then I'll try and work out a guest list. Trying to keep it around to 7 or 8 people. So, I'll sit there and just take it. And I'm going to have, just take it, fuck it, whatever. I'm going to try and have, well, not try and have, I'm going to have some sort of giveaway. It's probably going to be a raffle. But they're going to be a big prize, like, well, I say big prize raffles, but they're going to be, whatchamacallit? I have like multiple items in a raffle giveaway. So a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Crafty says, so a normal beardsman then.
No, he's expecting people to show up.
Oh,
so not a normal beardsman.
Not a normal, yeah, abnormal beardsman.
Yeah.
All 4 of the beardsmen are there.
Rack focus my brain, says John Rack.
What? I wonder. I wonder how many people are going to continue to point out the fact that I say rack focus in the wrong part of the video.
Well, I don't know what rack focus even refers to. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a pulling. It's a camera technique. It's a pulling of a focus between one focal point and the next. That's considered a rack focus, and it's generally considered the first shot of a shooting day or of a shoot in general.
Okay.
And it's dogs barking in the background.
Well, that's always good.
Well, that was my dog. That was Shotzi's being a little. It's nice that you recognize their barks.
Yeah, well, here they're very different. She's got a medium, and then Jingles. I'm just thinking, what's his fucking name? He's got a more of a meaty bark. He's a big dog bark. Whereas Shotzi's kind of like a medium dog bark.
Shotzi's a bit more yappy.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you heard any of that, but yeah, I'm planning. I got the roast in progress, so I'm booking guests for the roast. Obviously, you have to be there.
And this is the roast of
me.
Oh, for you.
For the 5,000, 5,000 subs.
I honestly don't know. What
I do like the tone of incredulity. You think you're roasting?
No,
you're worth roasting.
He is worth roasting, but I couldn't think of anything of how to roast Johnny O.
Oh, it's not that difficult.
Yeah,
but they would all be.
He just said it again. Am I alone here?
No,
you just said again. Johnny O is not worth coming up with something to roast him over.
That's not what I said.
Well, I'm paraphrasing, maybe a little.
Okay, now I say. What you did earlier was solid. Now you're just forcing it.
No, it was actually pretty good.
No, he's forcing it now. Now he's trying to be like, oh, it worked so well last time. Now I'm going to do it again. But now this is grasping. I'm saying that I can't think of anything that would make a solid, funny roast of Johnny O. Like a legit, it's kind of like, you can think of celebrities and shit, and you can knock them for whatever. But I could roast on PhD Tony. That's easy. I mean, that's just low hanging fruit. But with Johnny O, that's difficult. Like you could roast me,
him out of it.
You could roast me easy. You could roast PhD Tony. You could roast Irish Demon. That's all like it's like, oh, jokes just write themselves. But with Johnny O, it's more difficult because it's either I don't know. Well, it's either that I don't know a terrible amount about him enough in order to swing, in order to swing high and make it really funny. Most of it's just kind of like, this is something we already knew, and it's like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't want to be made fun of in this environment, don't start sentences with the phrase "I can't think." Okay, it's just
poof, motherfucker.
It's just not a good way to. You've got to think about your sentences before you start. And saying, "Well, I can't think." Yeah, if we cut you off there, that's going to sound bad for you. And I gave you the courtesy of allowing you to go on. But there's got to be stuff that we can.
Anyhow, so I see Alpha K91 is in the house. Good to see you. And I think a trans girl, good to see you. Says, hey, everybody. And I think I saw Little Wolf. So, yes, Sir Little Wolf is in the house. Good to see you, Sir Little Wolf. And Alien X Gaming has jumped in here. Says, sorry I'm late, but I was napping. Hey, napping is awesome.
I can't think about PhD wearing a bunny costume. That.
Yeah. Well,
I'm terrified to say anything now.
I know. That's like Charlie Welch says roasts can be dangerous, friendships can change. No, here's the thing.
You kind of need to.
If you're inviting
everybody's
right, exactly. No, you're right. You're right there on the same path that I'm on. Look, I'm inviting people on to make fun of me. I expect. Look, anybody who watched my roast of Tina and Schrodinger and Cliff, I don't pull punches. I thought it was pretty fucking funny.
Yep.
Let me see. UKPI is in the house. Good to see you, UKPI. And Lindoid Speaks is kind of easy to have a channel that reviews other people's material. Sorry, I was in roast mode. And Old School says, JL, it's easy. Just stick an apple in his mouth and turn on the spit.
There you
go. Take care, Crafty Killer. Good night.
All right,
Crafty.
Look after yourself.
Yes, hope you get some good sleep.
Yes.
Damn, Clive. I must have done something really wrong for Clive to be that mad at me.
He's not mad. He's just
he's an opportunistic predator. He's like a great white shark just waiting for that opportunity. The one straggling sea lion. Gotcha, motherfucker.
People tend to overlook Clive as the source of this, and he kind of does his best to sort of make it sound like other people are the ones contributing to the shit that he is actually stirring.
I'm sick and tired of people not seeing me. So here now you'll see me, recognize me.
And then he goes back to sort of going under the radar.
Clive, it's hard for people to recognize you when they're all dead.
They will remember me. They will.
Isn't that a line for but they may not remember us, but by God they'll remember what we did here tonight. Isn't that a line from some stupid
Charlie Welch.
Witness me.
I think Skeptic Dank has got a good one for Skeptic Dank, sick. That's solid. That's a solid point. I concede.
Mama tell you, so far out of Plot Hole's league, he single-handedly proves himself to have no excuse.
I rather like. Have you seen Jimmy Carr? Just to sort of bring this full circle. Jimmy Carr roasting what's his face? The guy off
I don't know that show.
The West Wing.
Oh, Rob Lowe.
Yeah. And one of the people on the panel was Ann Coulter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That was amazing. That was better than the Rob Lowe portion of the roast.
Yes. Yeah. She's a desiccated, vicious, small-minded, ignorant cunt. But it's not too late, and you could commit suicide.
Yeah.
That would redeem it. That's like the old joke about say what you want about Hitler. He did kill Hitler.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah, if
so
you
little-
haven't seen that, if you haven't seen those people roast, I think there's a super comp of the people just roasting Ann Coulter, and even Peyton Manning laid down some really good roast of fucking Ann Coulter.
Yeah, and she thoroughly deserves it.
Yes.
Like this is, I kind of think that there's this thing you can't, you're being rude if you're too direct in your observations about somebody who politically disagrees with you. But that just allows people to hide behind a facade of civility while they are being vicious cunts. If somebody's being a vicious cunt, it should be okay to come out and say they're being a vicious cunt. This whole thing about, we didn't promise you sitting at home did not promise these Afghans resettlement in the US. Well, maybe not, but your government did. And if people cannot rely on the stuff that your government says to be actually true when rubber hits the road, then you're undermining your credibility. You're not going to have any allies. You're not going to have any. You're not going to have people working with you because they know that you're just going to throw them under the bus as soon as it becomes a bit inconvenient for you. So, if you want to treat people that way, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. If you want to be a completely self-centered, greedy, grasping sack of shit, go ahead. But don't whine when people call you a greedy, grasping piece of shit. Anyway.
I forget. What is the NPD again? Was that the
Nerd Police
Department? So he was apparently.
Why?
And the NPD Central Control has just checked in. Hello, NPD, checking in.
Well, why are they here?
Because we guess we're auditing them, I guess.
Okay. All right.
I have no idea.
Yes.
What is Skeptic Dank? What even is Ann Coulter? Like a lich or a ghoul or something? She's definitely not human, or at least hasn't been for at least 200 years.
Here's a real question. How many times do you think Ann Coulter and Bill Maher have anger banged? Because it's happened. It's happened.
I'm trying to wrap my head around. I'm trying to wrap my head around Ann Coulter, Bill Maher, hate fuck.
You would catch something, surely. I mean, we were discussing magnesium hydroxide before. I mean, you've got to be careful about having corrosive substances, especially near your genitals, right?
Yep.
And given the stuff she spews, I wouldn't go near that mouth, with somebody else's schlong. Wouldn't do it with even JL's. That's how. It's just yeah.
Alpha Canada. I think the animal you're looking for is lamprey.
But seriously, they have anger banged. They've done it because they're actually like buddies, like good pals. Like,
are they indeed?
I don't understand that relationship. I don't understand it at all.
I can't imagine how that can be the case.
They can't be any farther opposite on the political spectrum.
It's kind of like that. Sort of. Somebody was saying that they, somebody on the Supreme Court was saying that they were good friends with Alito, one of the more liberal judges, and you're just going, well, how are you managing that? Because you shouldn't be able to be friends with Alito, given the vicious way he is trying to destroy U.S. society. We're going to end up in a hand. If these guys have any say in it, we'll be back in a Handmaid's Tale within a generation or two.
Texas has already got 2 giant leaps towards that.
Yeah.
And they're unrepentant. The fact that these things are unpopular doesn't bother them. The fact that these things that they're
damaging the democratic process in their country of origin doesn't bother them. Because you can't negotiate with them because they're using it's their religion that's motivating them, and they're not going to stop. They're not going to negotiate, and they're not going to compromise. They want what they want, and they're going to keep on. They're going to keep at it until they either get slapped down or they win.
Right.
That's the way it's going to go.
Yeah. Here I was trying to make a joke about how, fucking Bill Maher was banging the ghost of who lives in the rafters of the White House, and now we're talking about real political shit.
Well, I mean, Ann Coulter is real political shit.
She is, yeah. No, I agree.
Multiple senses of that phrase, but it's just we have to sort of and. The problem, the danger for me as an Australian is that we watch your television. So
that's just
the stuff
you shouldn't do it.
That's funny. Skeptic Dang said he's as far as you can get from Coulter without seizing the means of production. That was good. That was well done. Edison Carter said Texas has enacted the Soviet snitch programs, turn in your friends for family and prizes. This is true, but like the Trump tickets to his like the online Trump tickets to his events, TikTokers have gotten a hold of those and are bombarding them with bogus, with like memes, like Shrek memes, and all kinds of insanity, which is quite hilarious. So that's going to get shut down because they're not going to. I mean, come on, you can't throw that out there and expect the internet not to react.
Yeah, it's but it, kind of we need to start realizing that if we keep the rules for political discourse, that everybody has to be civil, and you can't call a spade a spade. You can't call an idiot an idiot. You can't call something that is evil. You're going to end up with people hiding behind, civil discourse to put up.
You can still have civil discourse all the while calling out the evil, hateful bullshit that you see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if somebody says you're being rude for doing it,
well, they can go fuck themselves.
Well, exactly. And I kind of think we need to be, just more prepared for people to claim that they're being victimized and not let them, create a fiction. Anyway.
Exactly. Anyway, so back to Bill Maher rattling the rafters of Coulter.
This is an image that I don't want to consider, right? My defense.
That woman's got fucking cobwebs between her legs.
I think you're using the term woman in, I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a womb, right? It's sort of a tomb of.
It's just a refrigerator box.
It's a tomb of annihilation. For those of you who a sphere of annihilation. That's it's a sphere of annihilation.
It's the fucking Necronomicon that just opens up and evil pours out.
We're going to be, anybody who makes contact is going to be sucked into an alternate dimension where they're going to sprout tentacles and use acid. And that's about as erotic an image as I can summon up with Ann Coulter in mind. Yeah.
You see that image? You see that image of H.P. Lovecraft in the back in my background? The stuff that's the thing that whatever is behind H.P. in that image, the stuff behind him is sexier than the idea.
Yeah.
So
don't open the crisper drawers, says Edison Carter.
I started reading my complete collection of Lovecraft.
Just wrote in no last name. Ann Coulter looks like a Twiggy got caught in a taffy puller.
Oh,
No,
man.
no, because Twiggies are edible, right? Aren't they edible?
I think
Am
we're
I
talking
wrong?
about Twiggy, the
Oh,
the supermodel.
Twiggy
Twiggy
the
the super,
model.
yeah,
Okay,
the model.
all right. So she's got to be a million years old. She probably still looks better than.
Not much difference.
I'm curious now.
Yeah.
Twiggy, she's got to be in her 90s.
English model.
If she's even alive.
She's 71 years old.
What?
71, and let me see to looks how she looks today. Yeah, she's a gilf.
Yeah. Undoubtedly. And it's if trans girl says they agree with PhD Tony. Well, that shows very good judgment. There's the rest of the world sort of treats the US as being very stylish, and you notice the emergence of Boris Johnson after Trump. If the US normalizes stuff, introduces a way of doing things, and just accepts that that is the way that things are done, and normalizes it, then it's going to sort of contaminate the rest of the world. And I think we can all agree that the rest of the world needs to be protected from Ann Coulter's dry, desiccated sphere of annihilation vagina. I don't think we want to be going down that road. So it's up to you
I like
guys.
what you did there. I like what you did there. Nobody wants to be going down on that road. I mean, that road.
So Road No Last Name says Ann Coulter is so creepy looking that even Guillermo del Toro won't cast her.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking for the best, like the you know how we talk about career baddies in horror films?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Ann Coulter is in that conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the movie I was trying to remember. Tony Regine brought it up that she had a great cameo in Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, yeah.
She
and
did.
I totally
yeah.
she was the one that she was the girl that got left hanging outside of the motel.
Yeah.
She's like, be here, and then she was like waiting, and they never showed up.
Boris would have been PM in the UK regardless of what happened in the US because there was no other viable option. Well,
that's just sad.
There were some viable options. You just sort of whizzed past them. Because loud, annoying people apparently get more attention than sane people.
Loud, annoying people who fucking bulldoze 10-year-old boys.
Bulldoze 10-year-old kids.
Oh, John Norris. Hey, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Says Coulter has a reputation for fucking a lot of liberal men that are affiliated with Democratic Party operations.
Like I said, how
I guess they have, yeah.
What's the over under on how many times she and Bill Maher have?
I really hope it's zero. It has to be zero. Come on.
Edison Carter's thinking so much did they cast Anna Slender Man? Given her voice, though, it's more likely she'd be Siren Head.
Oh, Jesus. Both. Because Slender Man never talked.
Sir Little poor Slender got slandered.
No, Tony, Tony, you know it's happened. Okay.
Well, it may have happened because Bill Maher is in and of himself not necessarily the sanest person on television.
Exactly.
He's got some Islamophobic, some unreasoning Islamophobic nonsense going on. But I mean, trans girl brings up the real life consequences of us, normalizing voices like Coulter's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think mocking her in the way that we have is really the only real option. And I mean, if really, it would have been ideal if Ma and Coulter had sort of annihilated, like particle and antiparticle. There'd been, just
Yeah.
they just annihilated each other with white hot sexual frustration, and the world would be a richer place.
Wrote it in the last name. That is funny, but I can't put that on the screen.
Yeah.
But it is funny because
It's probably true.
because Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Linduit Speed says fucker Carlson is pretty monstrous. Yeah, he's
Here's the thing about
I've actually
Carlson.
thought about doing video like doing.
You should do a video on Carlson.
There's
but
too much.
Well, it would be a big project. You could make it a series on Tucker.
Exactly.
You could do a series just on Tucker Carlson. Yeah, you could do one a month, and you'd have like 20 years plus of material. But here's the thing:
this week's look at Tucker Carlson,
provided he never says anything stupid ever again.
Right, exactly.
I think
just on what he's got. Yeah,
just on what exists. Yeah, I mean, John Oliver did a really good cover on Tucker Carlson, breaking him down and looking at his career, where he came from, his fucking yacht club bow tie bullshit upbringing, to the point that now he's this fiery pundit who is about as worth about as much as fucking Tony Laren is.
Tony Laren. Oh yeah, that fucking dumbass.
Fucking
That was one of my favorite episodes of the Bill Maher show, though, was when she was on there and she couldn't say shit because she was intellectual. Tommy Laren, yeah. She was 100% intellectually outclassed by even the dumbest fucker on that show.
All right.
You see when she came on the Daily Show?
Of course.
And fucking
Trevor Noah annihilated
her. And she doesn't have the self-awareness to recognize that he did. I'm quite certain that when she got up that stage, her publicist had pulled her aside and said that was not good. Or maybe like, just go, oh yeah, you're doing great. And Trevor Noah is just pulling her into pieces. And doing it with a smile on his face, because Trevor Noah is fucking amazing.
He is, and these people are very, very talented.
Yes.
At these sorts of interactions. But it's sort of I think there's a process of normalization going on, and we need to be very mindful of there are two sides to this. It's okay to believe what you want. It's okay to have religious convictions, but what's not okay is to believe you have a right to impose them on other people.
Yeah.
When the founding fathers were talking about the separation of church and state, that's what they were talking about. They were talking about you don't get to tell other people what to think or what to believe just because you believe it. That's what separation of church and state was all about. And I think they would be horrified by the concept that so many evangelicals and modern day conservatives want to turn the US into a country where they get to dictate to the majority their moral convictions, which are religiously informed. You may believe that something is moral or immoral based on your religion, but that doesn't give you the right to dictate to others on that basis.
Agreed.
You need to be able to make a case other than, well, my religion says so. Just asking questions is the sort of sea lining of it's the tactic that people use when they're trying to stop there from being a constructive, intellectually honest discussion. I'm just asking questions. No, you're not. You're adopting a position and you're trying to make the other position look foolish. That's what you're doing.
Is this honest bullshit no different from Darth Dawkins or any of the other motherfuckers that run around and do that shit? So yeah. Johnny O's got to take off. He has to take care of the kids. I see that.
Right.
He just messaged me that. So Catnip Entertainment just popped into the chat. Hey, Catnip Entertainment, good to see you.
Well, we shouldn't be too far away from finishing up. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I think about
really quick. Just want to say want to say goodbye, everybody. I got to go take care of some kiddos. Awesome. I had a lot of fun today. Tony, you're amazing. PhD Tony's great. PhD Tony. Tony, you're great. PhD Tony, you're great because whatever. All and everybody else. Both of you PhD Tonys are great. And JL's pretty. I'll let you guys know when the roast is. So get your roasting platters ready. But I've got to take off. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Later. John Norris says Tucker is a TV dinner tycoon spoiled brat. Yes, he is. He's a little bitch. Well, I mean, yeah.
Because when they say in court no reasonable person would take this seriously, they're lying. Yeah. And that's they know that people are out there taking it seriously. That's why they're saying it.
They're banking on it.
They're banking on the fact that people are going to take their claims seriously. And the suggestion, well, no reasonable person would do this. Well, you've created an environment where being a reasonable person is actually, being a reasonable conservative is actually something of an achievement. Because most conservatives have been bombarded, brainwashed, and manipulated into being unreasonable. But anyway, you were about to say something presumably less dry, desiccated, and turgid. So let's more entertaining.
Dry, desiccated, and turgid. Very nice. That was good. It got my two messages up. So I was saying we're about 1 hour 51 minutes in. We got about 9 minutes left, and we usually typically tend to cut it in about 2 hours. So I was just going to give a quick rundown. What do you got going on, PhD Tony? What do you got coming up?
Well, again, I'm trying to sort out some audio issues. I've got microphones not behaving, and it might be the USB port. I swapped out the USB cable. I've tried swapping cables, but that doesn't seem to have fixed it. And my Bluetooth is coming through watery, I'm told. That's what I'm on at the moment. So yeah, unfortunately, like I was explaining with mine, in lockdown, so I can't really get out.
You can order it though, can't you?
I could try that, yes. So I might try that, and we'll see.
Cool.
Hey. And how about yourself? What have you got coming up?
Big time full schedule. So we've got Week in Horror. As a matter of fact, shortly after this, we got to do the breakdown for the new episode. But Week in Horror, we've got the episode coming up this Wednesday, and then of course the entire crew will be out at Texas Frightmare Weekend in Dallas. So if anybody is local to the North Texas area, and you feel free to all of us at Week in Horror, we'll be out there at Texas Frightmare Weekend. I'll be coming back down to Dallas to join the boys for that, and we'll be doing a live screening of Nail Gun of our short film project, and then of course doing a Q&A after. So that's like our first, as Week in Horror, that's our first like public appearance, which is pretty neat. And then of course we got that going on, and then next week on the 15th is the season finale of season 2 of Week in Horror. So we got one more episode, and then the season finale, which is pretty badass. And I'm looking forward to, dropping all kinds of things. We got the season 3 official shirt. We got limited edition shirt number 4 that's coming up with the new artwork. And then we've got the new season art, the season 3 artwork, which I'm looking forward to debuting, we got all kinds of cool stuff coming up. Special guest coming on the show. I think this month we have Haley McCuston, who is a makeup and effects artist that works in the industry, who have tons of things to say about her profession for those people who like the idea of doing makeup and special effects. So all kinds of neat things going on. So yeah, it's going to be busy. Not to mention my own personal channel, JL Warren, Bridge the Divide. I'm currently working on the next segment of that. It's going to be a little delayed because of Texas Frightmare Weekend, because I'm going to be pretty much out of pocket all weekend. But I will be doing shorts from my phone. So I will be doing little things so I can keep up with people, so I can just check in with people and say what's going on. But yeah, all kinds of things coming up. It's going to be fun. Busy. I'm going to be exhausted because it's a 5-hour drive down there. I'm going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off all weekend, and then 5-hour drive back up. So yay.
Okay. Super Take fun. Care, trans girl. Yes, trans lives are human lives.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your contributions to the chat. always good to see you. It's always good to be able to get together and have these discussions. I just I don't, and I do miss Demon a little.
Yeah, maybe we need to get him back on.
I suspect you miss him more because he does tend to take a lot of the flack that otherwise falls on you. So
exactly, yes.
And Johnny does a good job of just avoiding flack in general. So yeah.
John Rapp, how are you doing on the creation debunking?
So I'm actually working on some videos, putting some videos together. I'm not sure how much more geochronology stuff I've got to teach people at the moment. I've covered most of the major topics. Might do some short videos discussing stuff, but a lot of it's been covered by other people actually.
Gotcha.
Now that I'm looking around. I do miss Demon. I am throwing cricket balls. Their range is relatively limited, so that's true. But yeah, and I did do the debate on MC Tunes, but like I say, mixed reviews. Let's just put it that way. A lot of people
I'm gonna have to check this out.
A lot of people thought I got steamrolled by the. A lot of people thought I got steamrolled by the stupid.
By Flat Earth Tony.
Yeah, by Flat Earth Tony.
I just think he was over talking you. I think Intune was supposed to be moderating that. I think he should have clamped down a little bit tougher. I think that was on Tune. That wasn't on you.
All right.
That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah. Lindo at Speed is leaving for Telltale Live.
Okay. Oh, cool. Well, I saw H. Jasper E jump into the chat as a member of the Godless Army. Thank you, H. Jasper. You just caught us in right here at the tail end. And I also saw Mr. E-Man jumped in as well. It says only when PhD Tony tries to throw an insult his way. Yeah, well, yeah. Tony got owned. I don't think Tony got owned. I think MC Toon didn't.
Certainly one of the Tonys got owned. There were the two of us. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it can go either way. Then again, both debaters are named Tony.
That's a good question, Tony Racine. If Irish Demon had been the first human to discover fire, where would we be now? Because we would be sitting in a smoking wasteland. Somebody trying to verbalize the concept of why'd you give him those rocks? You know he's dangerous with rocks.
All right, cool. Well, I thank everybody for coming out. Thank you so much. This has been the Four Beards for the Apocalypse. We do this every week on Sundays, usually around 5 o'clock. We start a little bit late this week, but usually 5:30 Central Time is when we kick this off. So it's kind of late for Irish Demon, but it is a perfect time for PhD Tony. So he can join us and not be all like, oh, I'm tired and I'm weak because I'm old. So thank you all so much for joining us. I appreciate all the super chats because this is on my channel. Remember, channel memberships are open finally. I got those kicked off, and there's all kinds of cool emojis that I'm unlocking that I've created so that you guys can unlock the more channel members we get, which is awesome. And of course, your support helps me do this, do my own channel and do Week in Horror, and of course, host for the Four Beards with the Apocalypse when it's my turn. So thank you all so much. Y'all have a great one. We'll catch you on the next one. As always, be safe, be excellent to each other. We'll see you next time.
Take care.